Good morning. It is Sunday, December 1st, and we're in my bathroom, which means one thing. It's Queer Lit Readathon, and I'm vlogging it. It's not even 8 o'clock in the morning, but I signed up to do Twitter sprints from 8 to 10 this morning, so I'm up early. I considered staying up late last night to start reading, and then I realized I had to get up early and went, I'm old. I'm gonna go sleep. It's gonna be great. But I'm gonna have to be fairly quiet because I live with a roommate and I don't want to wake him up like a jerk. Which means I don't want to turn on any lights out there and I don't want to read in the bathroom, so I'm probably going to start reading Orpheus Girl, which is a group book, or one of the other 3 digital books as opposed to reading a physical book. But I'm going to go get comfy and I'm going to start some Twitter sprints. First reading sprints are done. I was reading Orpheus Girl. My roommate's awake, so now I'm going to clean our oven because that's the kind of adult thing you sometimes need to do. I am, however, going to listen to a kid's audiobook while I do it, so that makes me feel better. Hello friends, it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon and I just finished my first book, Orpheus Girl. It is a hard book to read, but also important because people are still going through the crap that the characters in this book went through. It's important to know about, even though it's not something that I would wish on anyone. That is my first book down. I have 7 more books to read this week, and also that was my 250th book of the year. This is the year that I've read the most books ever. Last year was formerly the best reading year I'd had at 237. I'm already at 250. I'll at least make 257 by the end of this week, so let's see how I round out this decade. I think my plan now is to get a couple more snacks, probably another bowl of chips, let's not lie to ourselves, and either start my graphic novel or start Our Bloody Pearl, which I am buddy reading with Jocelyn and Yvette. So I will have to read at least some of it today, but I haven't decided if I'm just going to power through the graphic novel and then read it, or vice versa. 4 p.m. update. I finished my graphic novel. I am going to go see a movie tonight because it's almost out of theaters here, so I'm going to take a break to do that, which means I should finally shower today. Yeah. Should get around to that. Change of plans. Movie got moved to Wednesday, so I am now reading Our Bloody Pearl because I need to buddy read it anyway, and I'm really enjoying it. I just finished the first chapter. Now I'm gonna have some soup and read some more. End of the night bathroom update. I was going to read more of Our Bloody Pearl after I watched some Survivor with my roommate, but then he fell asleep and I didn't want to turn on any lights, so I decided to read something digitally. So I read the first 2 chapters of Black Iris, and I am very intrigued, but I'm also very sleepy because I finished 2 books, started 2 books, started 3 books actually because I'm listening to George, so I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I work 20 hours this week, which isn't a lot, so hopefully I will be able to get through all of the pages because I think it's over 2,000 pages that I need to read this week. I can do it. Hello, it's Monday morning. I'm on my way to work. I'm eating a muffin because that's the kind of breakfast I get in. I'm also listening to George, and I'm going to read some more Our Bloody Pearl after work while I eat my lunch, and then I'm going to run some Twitter sprints and probably read that, or more Black Iris. I was really digging both of them. So I just got off work and I'm gonna go grab some lunch, but I just sent Rogan one of my buttons. I made a bunch of buttons with the Queer Lit logo on them, and I sent a few of them while I was in the States last, and it would cost me like $1 each plus some change, and this cost me just over $8 because mailing things internationally is bullshit. It's way too dark and gloomy for 3:30 in the afternoon, but here we are. Also, there's somebody coming towards me on the sidewalk, so I'm gonna make this quick. I decided that I want to run my Twitter sprints from the pub, so I'm gonna do that. Sprints at the pub went pretty well. I'm now back at home, obviously, because we're in my bathroom again, and I'm just going to continue reading Black Iris. I'm really enjoying it. It's got an unreliable narrator, so there's a lot of going, what is happening, what happened type of thing. So I'm really getting into that. Good morning. It is Tuesday. I'm on my way to work. Most of my work schedule is the same this week. I just work in the morning every day except for on Friday. I work in the afternoon, and then I have a staff party, so that's not going to be a very good reading day at all. So I kind of feel like I need to finish a bunch of reading before then. In any case, I got about halfway through Black Iris last night, which means I'm halfway through 2 books, and I'm just about to finish George, probably. I think I probably have about 45 minutes, so I'm probably going to finish most of it on the way to work, and then the rest on the way home. Fortunately, I have another audiobook in the wings that I also believe is queer, but not on my TBR, so we'll see how that goes. Work done, and I finished George, so I started reading The Rules Do Not Apply on audiobook while I had some delicious, delicious vegan poutine, because why not? It was great. I also hit the liquor store on the way home, so now I have a 6-pack of cider, from which I will have like 1 tonight. I feel judged by every vehicle that goes by me while I'm doing this. Anyway, Twitter sprints in a little while, and then I hope to finish Black Iris today. I've got about half of it to go. Wish me luck. Good morning, it's Wednesday. Last night I finished Black Iris. It is twisty, it is turny, it is dark. There were many things I didn't see coming. The plot, or rather the timeline, is kind of all over the place, so you're going back and forth, and that makes it harder to figure out what's happening, which I really enjoyed. And then I thought I was going to finish Our Bloody Pearl. I thought it was only 200 pages long. And then I got to page 198 at about midnight. I went, I can't keep my eyes open, I got to sleep. And then I'm about 4 pages from finishing it this morning, so I had to bring it with me to work. So I'll finish it, hopefully at work, and then I will start my 6th book. Good morning, it's Thursday. I did not update you at all last night, but last night after work, yesterday after work in the afternoon, sat in a cafe and read for a little bit, then went to see Dr. Sleep, which was freaking amazing. It was so good. I highly suggest rewatching or watching the Kubrick version of The Shining and then watching it, because there's so many callbacks, but they're done in such interesting ways and not in like fake, like we're calling this thing back ways that you see in sequels usually. So that was amazing. And then we came back here and I had my bath, and obviously read more of Timekeeper, which I'm really enjoying. And then I spent an hour and a half in a VR headset flailing around. Well, not flailing around because I wasn't playing anything flaily, but like I was walking around these different environments where you could pick things up, and I walked around my favorite city on Google Maps, and it was amazing. I didn't realize I was in there for an hour and a half. But I did manage to get Chad to take some footage of it. So this is what I look like the first time I put on a VR headset and just kind of wander around. I imagine it looks ridiculous. I haven't seen the footage yet, but we'll have seen it by the time you see this clip. Ah, okay, I'm back in the house. Cool.
Tutorial finished?
Hmm? Yeah, tutorial's finished.
I agree.
Disembodied voice from behind me.
Yeah, sorry. It's weird, isn't it? Oh weird. God, ghosts.
Again, today I need to go to work. I need to get some reading done. I feel like I'm behind because I took a little time off yesterday. I'm not really that behind, although I do have a feeling that the copy of Sister Outsider I got doesn't have all of the essays in it, because I found a copy online, because the library copy, there's 5 holds on it, so I don't have that. So we'll see how that goes. Hey friends, Thursday evening. I'm still very pumped about the readathon. I'm still really enjoying all the reading I'm doing. I am going to take the night off reading though, so I did do some reading on my way home, which I will show you here. This is something I used to do all the time. In fact, in middle school I actually rode my bike to school a couple of times while reading a book. Would not recommend. Fortunately, didn't do anything too terrible when that happened, and fortunately lived in a small town. But don't do it, it's dangerous. Walking, however, like if people can text and walk, you can read a book and walk. Just, you know, look both ways at all intersections always. It's Friday. Today is starting a little bit differently. 1, there's pizza. 2, I'm not on my way to work. I'm actually going to a hearing test, which I've never had before, unless I had one when I was a kid, because I don't remember being a kid. But there is a chance that I have inherited something from my mom, which basically is causing some problems in my ear. So I'm gonna find out, hopefully, if that's a thing. Apparently it's really hard to diagnose, so I'm not getting my hopes up. I'm just wanting to know why there's buzzing in my ear sometimes at random. So good news, I have better than average hearing. Bad news is the things I've been experiencing from that ear are from muscle tension, which is totally work related. So more massages and better posture. Okay. Hello, Friday night. I had my staff Christmas party, so I didn't read anything tonight, but I think I only have a little less than 100 pages left on the Timekeeper. So tomorrow I just need to read Wild Beauty and finish that one article I'm reading from Sister Outsider. I can probably do it. I think I'll be fine. Tomorrow I don't work because it's Saturday, so it's gonna be okay. It's past 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday and I haven't updated you at all. I finished Timekeeper. I've started reading Wild Beauty. I hope to finish it today. And also, this will be up by the time this vlog goes up, so make sure you know what the 2020 dates are. Hello, Nom. Now that I've eaten my body weight in vegan nachos and gingerbread rum, it's time to finish that book. So it's about 10:15 on Saturday night, and I have about 90 pages of this left, which means I'm not gonna finish it tonight, and I'm perfectly okay with that. It was a super ambitious TBR. Usually I have time off during my readathons, and I probably should have done that if I wanted to read 8 books this week, so that was poor planning on my part. I am going to finish this tomorrow though, so I will talk about it in my other weekly wrap-up, the one that comes after the one that I have to film tomorrow. This was a blast. We just announced the 2020 dates, so I will leave a link to that video in case you missed it. This vlog will probably go up midweek. Who knows? But thank you for joining us. Let me know down below what your favorite book was that you read this week, and I hope you're looking forward to the 2020 dates. Hey, it's Sunday morning, Kathy, with just an update. I realized that the only square I didn't fill was the question mark square, which I was using as a book that I've been meaning to read but haven't gotten to. And because I'm just a big old cheater, I can just retroactively say that my question mark square is actually for a retelling, which means that I definitely have a bingo. I think I was just more bummed that I put stuff on my TBR and didn't get to read all of it, but you know what, that's completely fine. I don't feel like you're not successful in doing a readathon if you don't read 100,000 things. That's not what it is. It's just more fun when you can say, oh, I've done these arbitrary challenges. If you want to hear me talk more about these books, I will link down below the specific link to the weekly wrap-up about the Queer Lit Readathon, just so you can hear me talk more about it, because I haven't looked at any of this footage, but I can just assume that I didn't actually talk that much about things. I feel like most of my updates were, I've been reading a thing, but I'm gonna tell you nothing about it, which sounds like my vlogs. If you've read any of these books, let me know about it down in the comments below. On the way down to the comments, if you hit that subscribe button, that would be very nice of you. You can like and share this as you see fit, and I will see you very soon. Bye.